I want to study psychology with innovation because since my GCSE drama device piece, I've become increasingly fascinated with the development of mental health issues and how they're treated. My final piece was of a young girl and her development into psychosis. In researching this, the thing that resonated with me most is that the susceptible age for development of mental illnesses is between 16 and 25. I don't agree with this, as formerly being at an all-girls school had much effect on the way that I view mental health, and I believe that these problems are getting younger in age. Problems such as anorexia nervosa, depression, and anxiety are rising almost as much as the awareness of them. Psychology with innovation appeals to me as I've had first-hand experience of being surrounded by people, mainly girls, who have had such issues, and it has motivated me to understand the cause of them in greater depth. I've recently done a Toastmasters speech on how education is killing creativity. However, I also believe that it can kill the sanity of students as well. I want to do psychology with innovation because as education is becoming increasingly harder and restrictive, the focus of young students becomes more on their work ethic rather than their mental and physical health. This has given me the want to find solutions to these rising issues. I participated in a psychology presentation to my school where I spoke about how childhood neglect can literally change the architecture of the brain in regard to synapses and neurotransmitters. Doing biology at A-level has given me a closer interest towards the biological approach within psychology, and as I believe it is the most progressing approach in the modern day, I want to do this course as it will give me the greatest insight to the development of this approach. I want to investigate whether the neglect of creativity in an educational environment can affect the brain structure of students and possibly make them more susceptible to mental illnesses. China has one of the most successful educational systems in regard to results, focusing its learning on rote memorization. The UK systems are gradually reflecting the similar ethics in regard to education. However, I think this is counterintuitive. With the largest cause of death in China being suicide, there is a strong correlation between the lack of freedom within education and the impact of mental health. When the student cases were examined by the Chinese 21st Century Research Institute, they found that 92% of the cases occurred after a teenager had endured stress associated with school. If the UK and Western systems are being influenced to reform in order to achieve similar results to China, then I fear for the future generation of students. I want to do psychology with innovation in order to bring awareness to the fact that restrictive education limits the ability to progress, as well as its damaging effects on mental health. To sum up my fears, the Dalai Lama once suggested, "When educating the minds of youth, we must not forget to educate their hearts." In conclusion, I want to do this course as I believe it will give me the means in which to achieve my aims and goals in regard to the current issues in education and mental health. I think I'll be a good candidate for this course as I'm dedicated and motivated in order to make a difference in an innovative way.